Welcome back, Reading Rebels. I am Brianna, and this is my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. We are living in troubled times where Roombas and AIs are writing all the stories. So let's talk about it. Today I want to talk about some troublesome authors that I won't be talking about on this channel. And if Roomba's writing bestsellers are any indication of someone who is on my list, let's start with number one. Let's just jump right in. If you were on Threads at all recently, and of course Book Talk, you know the whole debacle with that AI fan fiction nonsense, and how Jessa Hastings just stuck her foot right in it and equated AI to using Roombas and GPS and Siri and all of those things. And I'm just like, what? Now, I have recently found out that she was troublesome a couple months ago. I've read Magnolia Parks and it was garbage. 1-star garbage for me. And it wasn't because it was the cheating trope or anything. It was just a terrible book. It was bad. And then I found out she's a member of the Hillsong Church. Explains so much about her. But this whole time, I was like, oh, her writing's bad. Well, she uses AI. Now, she's not saying she uses it to write, so I am not out here accusing people of that. But see this video.
6 months I have been using ChatGPT, and it has been absolutely game-changing for me as someone with ADHD who struggles very much with my distractibility. I am down every single rabbit hole, path, whatever. Every single path that my brain could take that isn't what I'm meant to be doing, my brain's going to take it. Usually when I'm Googling something, I'm taking 95 side quests to figure it out. One time for Magnolia, I had to look up oysters. It took 2.5 hours to round myself off of the oyster. I just needed to know the kind of oyster that she was ordering for a party. Ridiculous. Enter ChatGPT, where I can ask, I need the most expensive oyster that could be shipped to London within a day of being caught in this month of the year. It tells me straight away. I ask ChatGPT all of my research questions.
Girl. That is enough for me. It was a buy one, get one free for Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates. But I already knew once I found out she was Hillsong Church that I was never going to read Daisy anyway. And Magnolia, I don't know. Everybody's just like, because she's got her new book out and she's got another one coming out, and everybody's like, oh, no, she's not. She's mean to her fans and her writing sucks. I said what I said. You can hate on me down below. I don't care. That leads into a few others, though. I have a whole list of authors that I'm just not gonna have on my channel. And so, next on that list then, and this is one that I already knew, but everybody loves him. Brandon Sanderson. I know this is gonna be a hot take for a lot of you. He writes the Mistborn series, and the man is LDS. He's Mormon. When you purchase his works, he pays 10% of his income to that corporation, cult, church. I'm ex-Mormon. I will call it a cult. I escaped that. When you buy this man's work, you are funding anti-LGBTQIA+. So many things. So let me think back. If y'all remember Prop 8 in California, the LDS, the Mormons, funneled so much money into that in California to stop it. That's where his tithing goes. His tithing goes to their stocks worth billions of dollars. They've bought a mall. But you know what they haven't done? Housed the homeless, fed the poor, done the things that Jesus would do. Giving him money then gives money too. I won't do it. I can't do it. I grew up in that. Same goes for anything Twilight and Stephanie Meyer. Same thing. Not to mention, that whole thing is very racist and touts the ideologies that are within the LDS Church's Book of Mormon. The glittering skin of Edward is basically, in the Book of Mormon, they've changed it. But there's stuff out there on the internet that's like, basically believes that the holier you are, the whiter you will become. And I was a big, huge twihard when I was a Mormon. Like, holy crap, was I in that deep. Saw that movie 6 times. I read those books. They were addictive books, but yeah, that's not something I'll promote anymore. And then, of course, we have my arch nemesis, J.K. Rowling, who's taking her billions of dollars to fund anti-trans organizations to protect women. Joanne, how many times do I have to tell you to stop licking the mold in your home? I have never once felt threatened by anyone who is trans, but I sure as hell have felt threatened by men. Just saying. And that includes any derivative works. This Rose in Chains, Alchemized, The Irresistible Urge, any of those. That brings attention to her. And then people are like, oh, what's this? Like whole new people who, and think, oh, I'm going to go read Harry Potter. Not to mention, everything else that it keeps it alive. Not on this channel. If she has no haters, I'm dead. This is going to be a controversial one. Chloe Walsh and the Boys of Tommen. So along with that AI stuff, there was a whole bunch of AI drama with that, and something, I don't even want to get into it. It's been beat to death like a dead horse. But I was like, okay, what's this all about? And I had Kindle Unlimited for like 5 seconds until I realized I have far too many books on my shelves to read before I could ever do anything like that. And page 1. She's so tiny and not like other girls. And done. Also, I don't need to read about the abuse of all of these kids in this book and them getting it on. I'm an adult. I don't want to read that about teenagers. Also, I'm a therapist. I don't need to read about that in books when I do trauma treatment with clients regularly. So, not for me. Not for me. This one probably will touch a nerve with a lot of people too. I know all of these have been hot takes because so many people love them. And this is another one, Cassandra Clare. But do any bit of research on Cassandra Clare, you will find that she has plagiarism allegations. And she's a bully. She bullies people and bullies them online. These videos are really good information sources for that. I'll link them down below. But also, back in the day before I was ever into YouTube or anything, I read the first couple books in that series. Mortal Instrument? Whatever the first one was. I don't remember what it's called. Where there was the potential incesty BS. Those are terrible books. Even Hemingway agrees that they're that bad. They were just I don't know how I got through 2 of them. I don't know what I was thinking. They're bad books. Anyway, speaking of bad books, Colleen Hoover I know I read Verity. Don't yell at me for that. I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson, Hemingway. The judgment. The judgment. But yeah. And I'm just going to leave that there. We all know what's wrong with her and her books. Put that over there. And my last one, and this is going to be probably the hottest of hot takes on this list, and that's Kristen Hannah. Now, as far as I know, she's not problematic per se. This is a me thing. Only a me thing. I've read 3 books by her now. I've read The Women, I've read The Great Alone, and I've read Firefly Lane. For a woman who writes historical fiction that is based around women, and she's trying to write what, in my interpretation, are supposed to be powerful women, why are they so male-centered? Why are the men dominating these stories in such a way that is frankly infuriating? The women, it couldn't just be about them in Vietnam and being, no, she always had to be desiring someone and wanting to someone, and they always had to be a bad, terrible guy. Firefly Lane, that was a best friendship. That was a terrible friendship. And The Great Alone, there had to be a boy. And that whole... And that's not to say like these romances couldn't have happened within the story, but when they happen, it becomes the woman's whole focal point. It becomes like, it's almost like they revolve around the men. Now, that's why I say it's just a me thing, because I am sure there are hundreds and hundreds of people out there who don't agree with that. But that is my point of view. And with that, I'm just like, I'm not reading another book by her when that's just my hot take. And with that, those are my authors that I won't be addressing or talking about, unless I'm talking shit on this channel. Tell me, who are authors that you have found out are problematic that you're like, ooh, yeah, that sucks, never again. And if you like this video, smash that like button. I always appreciate it. It pushes the videos out. And if you like this kind of content, subscribe, stick around. We're a small crew, but I'm having fun making these videos. And on that note, I'm gonna go read a non-problematic book. Bye, guys.